Hi everyone, a warm welcome to the second part of problems in Lagrange's equation PP plus QQ equal to R. I explained the method of solving this equation in the suggested video. Its auxiliary equations are dx by p is equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r. First, try to find two solutions of the auxiliary equation. Really, there are two methods for solving auxiliary equation: grouping method, method of multipliers. In this video, I am going to solve those problems in which grouping method is applicable. If u equal to c1 and v equal to c2 are two solutions of the auxiliary equation, then f of uv equal to 0 is a solution of the Lagrange's equation. Also remember, f of uv equal to 0 can also be expressed as u equal to phi of v. Let me start.
Consider the partial differential equation x square p plus y square q is equal to z square. So for solving this PD, first you compare the given equation with the PP plus QQ equal to R. So by comparing these two equations, what is P? P is x square. P is the coefficient of P. Capital Q is the coefficient of small q, that is y square. R is z square. Next, write its auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation is dx by p is equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r. You put p, q, r. So we have dx by x square is equal to dy by y square is equal to dz by z square. Next, we have to find two solutions of the auxiliary equation. See clearly, auxiliary equation is differential equations. You can form many differential equations from this expression. Anyway, try to solve two differential equations. And if write its solutions as u equal to z1 and v equal to z2. So next our aim is to find two solutions by grouping method. You consider the first two ratios. So from this you can write dx by x square is equal to dy by y square. See, this is a differential equation which is in separable form. So by direct integration we will get the solution of the differential equation. So you integrate on both sides. Integral dx by x square is equal to integral dy by y square. This implies, what is integral 1 by x square? See this, integral x raised to minus 2 dx is equal to integral y raised to minus 2 dy. This implies, see, integral x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1. So its integral is x raised to minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1 by minus 1 is equal to y raised to minus 1 by minus 1 plus c1, which implies minus 1 by x is equal to minus 1 by y plus c1. You take this minus 1 by to the left side, which implies 1 by y minus 1 by x is equal to c1. So now we got one solution as u equal to c1. Next we have to find one more solution. Again, some students may have confusions regarding like this. You can take this minus 1 by x to the right side. Then you have minus 1 by y plus 1 by x is equal to, plus c1 equal to 0. That is 1 by x minus 1 by y plus c1 equal to 0. That is 1 by x minus 1 by y is equal to minus c1. Since c1 is arbitrary, you can take minus c1 as again c1. So you can consider this as the solution. I just explained because in some textbooks the answer may be like this: 1 by x minus 1 by y equal to c1, or it is 1 by y minus 1 by x equal to c1. Both are same because here c1 is an arbitrary constant. So from this you can also write 1 by x minus 1 by equal to minus c1. Minus c1 is another arbitrary constant. You can replace it by c1. So both answers are correct. Next, we have to find one more solution for the auxiliary equation. For that, you consider the last two quotients. So that is dy by y square is equal to dz by z square. See, it's a differential equation, variable separable form. So by that integration, we will get the solution of the differential equation. So which implies integral dy by y square is equal to integral dz by z square. Its integral is, as in the previous problem, minus 1 by y is equal to minus 1 by z plus c2, which implies you take this to the left side. So 1 by z minus 1 by is equal to c2. So we got another solution which is equal to c2. So previously we got this solution and again we got one more solution. Now you can write the solution of the given partial differential equation. And the solution of the given partial differential equation is a function of, see, if u equal to c1 and v equal to c2 are the two solutions of the auxiliary equation, then the solution of the partial differential equation is f of u equal to 0. So the solution of the partial differential equation is f of 1 by y minus 1 by x, comma 1 by z minus 1 by y is equal to 0. See, that is a function of 1 by y minus 1 by x and 1 by z minus 1 by y equal to 0. That's enough. That is, from this it's very clear. 1 by y minus 1 by x is a function of 1 by z minus 1 by y. See, this is a solution of the given partial differential equation. It's not necessary for writing the solution like this. Again, from the auxiliary equation, you can write one more solution very easily by considering first and last two ratios. And by solving first and last two ratios, you can see 1 by z minus 1 by x equal to C3 is a solution. C3 is a solution. So you can write different solutions for the given partial differential equation. See, this is one solution. This is one solution of the partial differential equation. You can also write one more solution, that is f of, you can consider these two. Then 1 by z minus 1 by x, comma 1 by z minus 1 by y is equal to 0. It's another solution of the partial differential equation. See, in certain questions, you can try more than one solution of the given partial differential equation, but it is not necessary. You try to find at least two solutions for the auxiliary equation. See, in certain questions it is too difficult for finding two solutions. It is very easy for finding one solution, but the next solution it's not very easy. But in some questions it's very easy, in certain questions it's too difficult. Anyway, we try to find two solutions only. Then based on these two solutions, you can easily write the solution of the partial differential equation. Next, we have to solve an important partial differential equation. Y square z by x p plus x z q is equal to y square. Some students may find some difficulty in starting. See in the starting, here only we have a denominator. So since there is only one term with the denominator, so you have to remove that denominator by taking x LCM. So you can see this y square is at p plus x square is at q is equal to x y square. Here this is the starting term here. Then you compare this equation with this equation. You can see p is, what is p? Is the coefficient of p, that is y square is z. Q is the coefficient of q, that is x square is z. R is the right side. Auxiliary equations are dx by p is equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r. That is, you put the values of p, q, r. Y square is z, dy by x square is z is equal to dz by x y square. See, these are differential equations. Next, our aim is to find two solutions for the differential equations. For that, by looking into these equations, you consider the first two ratios. See this. See, in this, y z is common. You remove that z. Then you can see it is already in the variables x, y, and we can separate the variables. So, you can easily find the solution. So, you consider the first two ratios. That is dx by y square z is equal to dy by x square z. You remove z, which implies dx by y square is equal to dy by x square. See, here the differentials are dx and dy. And only variables here x and y. So we can separate the variables. How to separate the variables? Here the variables are not separated. That is dx, variables are separated means dx should be together with the function of x alone and dy should be together with the function of y alone. See, it is not like that. So if you rearrange, you cross multiply x square dx is equal to y square dy. Now with the dx you can see only x and with the dy you can see only y. So the variables are separated. See, this technique you have studied in your plus 2 classes. Since the variables are separated, now we can integrate it. So integral x square dx is equal to integral y square dy. See, this is the solution of the differential equation. By integrating, you can see what is integral x square? It is x cube by 3. It is x cube by 3 is equal to y cube by 3 plus c1. That is, you take this to the left side. You have to write the solution in the form u equal to z1. So you keep the arbitrary constant only on the right side. Take all the terms to the left side. Here we can take 3 to the right side. It's not necessary. That is 3c1. Since c1 is arbitrary, 3c1 is again c1. So we have one solution, x cube minus y cube equal to c1. Next we have to find one more solution. For that, you look into the auxiliary equation. Then you try to find one combination. Here, you consider first and last. That is dx by y square z is equal to dz by xy square. This implies, see, y square will cancel. This implies dx by z equal to dz by x. For separating the variables, you cross multiply. So x dx is equal to z dz. Now in separable form, so we can integrate. So integral x dx is equal to integral z dz. That is x square by 2 is equal to z square by 2 plus c2. That is x square minus z square equal to 2c2. It is again an arbitrary constant, so you can write it as c2. So another solution is x square minus y square equal to c2. Now we have two solutions. So we can easily write the solution of the given partial differential equation as, how to write the solution of the partial differential equation? It is f of x cube minus y cube minus x square minus z square equal to 0. See, this is the solution of the given partial differential equation. You can also rewrite it as x cube minus y cube is a function of x square minus z square. Next we have to solve p tan x plus q tan y is equal to tan z. You compare this equation with the pp plus qq equal to r. That is p is tan x, q tan y, r tan z. So auxiliary equation is dx by p is equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r. That is dx by p is tan x. You replace p by tan x. Similarly q and r. See, in this auxiliary equation, each term is in variable separable form. So you can easily find two solutions of the auxiliary equation. You consider the first two ratios, that is dx by tan x is equal to dy by tan y. See, it is in variable separable form. So you can integrate on both sides. Integral dx by tan x is equal to integral dy by tan y. See, this is the solution of the differential equation. And what is integral tan x? Sorry, here it is 1 by tan x. See, we can write tan x as sin x by cos x. Then cos x goes to the numerator. So it is cos x by sin x dx is equal to integral cos y by sin y dy. What is its integral? In integration, there is an important result which you have to keep in your mind every time. See, the result is integral f dash x by fx dx is log fx. See, this is the result. See, in this result, see, it's a quotient. And see, the derivative of the denominator f dash x, which is the numerator. That is, if numerator is the derivative of the denominator, then its integral is logarithm of the denominator. See, integral 2x by x square is, see, the derivative of x square is 2x, so its integral is logarithm of the denominator. That is the result. So here, derivative of sin x, it is cos x. So this integral is logarithm of the denominator. Similarly, right side integral is log sin y. Since these two terms are in terms of log, you write the arbitrary constant as log c1, which implies you take this log to the left side. You can see it is log sin x minus log sin y is equal to log c1, which implies that is log a minus log b. It is log a by b. So log sin x by sin y is equal to log c1. So you remove the logarithm. You can see it is sin x by sin y is equal to c1. So we got one solution, like u equal to c1. Next we have to find one more solution. For that, you can take last two ratios or first and last ratio. Anyway, we try to find one solution. We consider the last two ratio. So that is dy by tan y is equal to dz by tan z. See, this is in variable separable form and its solution is given by integrating this. See, it is cos y by sin y dy is equal to integral cos z by sin z dz. See, as in previous case, you integrated, you can see it is logarithm of sin y minus is equal to log sin z plus you take log z2, and by applying these simplifications, you can see it is sin y by sin z is equal to c2. This is another solution of the auxiliary equation. So, the general solution of given partial differential equation is f of sin x by sin y, comma sin y by sin z is equal to 0. This is a solution of the partial differential equation. Next we have to solve a simple question, and the question is p root x plus q root y is equal to root z. What is p? P is the coefficient of p, it is root x. What is q? Root y. What is r? Root z. So you write the auxiliary equation dx by p is equal to dy by q is equal to dz by r. See, this is our auxiliary equation. That is dx by root x is equal to dy by root y is equal to dz by root z. Here each term in the auxiliary equation is in variable separable form. So you can consider first two ratios or second and third ratio, or you can consider first and last ratio. Here I am considering the first two ratios and last two ratios. From the first two ratios, say the solution is given by integrating. What is integral 1 by root x? We know derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. So integral 1 by root x is 2 root x. Or you can find the integral by, here we have to integrate 1 by root x. See, it is integral x raised to minus half. What is integral x raised to n? It is x raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1. That is x raised to half divided by half. So it is 2 goes to the numerators, that is 2 root x. So its integral is 2 root x. Similarly, right side integral is 2 root y plus c1, which implies 2 root x minus 2 root y is equal to c1. You take 2 outside and take to the right side, you can see it is c1 by 2. So root x minus root y equal to c1 by 2 is again c1. So this is one solution. Next you consider second and third ratio or first and last ratio. So if you consider second and third ratio, so we have dy by root y equal to dz by root z, and its solution is given by, and which implies, and its integral is 2 root y is equal to 2 root z plus c2. That is root y minus root z equal to c2. This is another solution. So solution of the given partial differential equation is f of root x minus root y comma root y minus root z equal to. Next we have to solve another simple question, which is p by x square plus q by y square is equal to z. So what is p? P is the coefficient of small p, that is 1 by x square, q 1 by y square, r is z. Our auxiliary equation is dx by p, what is p? 1 by x square is equal to dy by q 1 by y square is equal to dz by r, which implies, see here x square will go to the numerator, that is x square dx is equal to y square dy is equal to dz by z. See, you consider the first and second equation. It is in variable separable. So consider this one, and its solution is by integrating, that is integral x square dx equal to integral y square dy. That is integral x square, it is x cube by 3 is equal to y cube by 3 plus c1, which implies you keep c1 only on the right side. So x cube by 3 minus y cube by 3 equal to c1. You take 3 LCM and take to the right side, you can see it is 3c1. So x cube minus y cube is 3c1. c1 is again c1. See, this is one solution. Next, for getting a second solution, you can consider second and third or first and third. If you take second and third, so y square dy is equal to dz by z. See, it is in variable separable form, and its solution is given by integral y square dy is equal to integral dz by z, which implies y cube by 3 is equal to log z plus c2, which implies you keep c2 only on the right side, y cube by 3 minus log z equal to c2. So this is another solution of the auxiliary equation, or you can written it as y cube minus 3 log z equal to 3c2, which is c. So we can write a solution of the given partial differential equation as f of, here x cube minus y cube comma y cube minus 3 log z is equal to